Welcome back. You're watching TBC and let's move on to the next story. Now, this is a story that is part 2. Remember, yesterday we showed you the visuals of that lovely snowfall in Kashmir, and a lot of you wrote back to us saying, but is the weather pattern shifting? What exactly is happening? So we thought, let's do a deep dive into that. It finally snowed there, we showed you that about already, but there is a worrying dry spell that was there in all of North India, which received the first season snowfall only on the 28th of January. Remember November, December, when we were growing up, that used to be winter holidays, but none of that. So what exactly is happening with this shifting weather pattern? Is there a climate change angle? Or can we say that winter will peak in January only? I'm sure you are sort of wondering all these questions as well. So we thought let's go to Shrishti, who will decode all of this for us. So good morning, Shrishti. Welcome to TBC. I'm seeing lovely visuals behind you. Lot of snow finally and thankfully, but this has come after a very worrying delay. And the question in everybody's mind is that, is this how it will be now? Are we going to see January as the new peak time of winter?
Right, Sonal. So this is the question that everybody is really wondering about, because if you remember, December was entirely dry. It was entirely dry in January as well. We did not receive any significant spell of rain or snow until 28th of January, when two back-to-back western disturbances impacted the western Himalayas, and we received the first intense spell of snowfall for Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh as well as Uttarakhand. And a lot of areas on the northwestern plains received a good amount of rainfall and hailstorm. Now, it is definitely, the shift is happening, because if you remember, for the last few years, the December is becoming a little unusually warmer. The minimum temperatures tend to be a little over the normal over the long period average, and December is the time when we see actually the cold winter happening. This is what we saw this year as well. And
in fact, Shrishti, let me pause you there, and I want our viewers to sort of shift our focus to what we are showing them on their screen right now. This is the stark difference between what was happening in the northern belt in December versus Feb. Now, the pictures that you see on your screen of December, this would be like March earlier on, right? So there is a massive shift. Is this only an India phenomena, I first want to understand, or are we seeing this globally and thus a clear sort of fallout of climate change?
True, Sonal. So what's happening is that we are living in a constantly warming world. If you remember, 2023 was the warmest year on record for the entire world. For India, it was the second warmest year after 2016. So the overall temperatures, the annual temperatures were above normal, above the long period average by 0.6 degrees Celsius. And this warming, the most, we feel this impact mostly during the winter period, when we feel that the temperature should go below normal, we should feel colder days and cooler nights. But this is not what's happening, and the scientists that I spoke to do connect it with climate change, and it is definitely changing the way the weather patterns are behaving. If you remember, during the monsoons as well, we see a higher amount of rainfall falling on fewer number of days rather than being spread geographically uniformly over the 4-month season. And winter is another season where we are experiencing this, because we feel that yes, December is unusually warm, like you're rightly pointing out. During our school days, it wasn't the case.
Right. And the shift is worrying indeed. Now, this is a story we'll keep